You need a good job, good company, good package. Comprehensive workshop on professional development and HR function. The techniques of professional communication. What kind of research ideally you should do before you even go for an interview? If your confidence boosts up, you are able to perform in a better way. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this particular session is only for you guys. Everyone is looking out for a job. You need a good job, good company, good package. So comprehensive workshop on professional development and HR functions. Okay. And my name is Milind Jadhav. I'm from a company called as Learning Loom. I'm the CEO of Learning Loom. I have total 17 plus years of experience into HR. I have been a talent acquisition expert. So these are some topics which we will be covering today. Professional English communication, personality development, pre-placement talks. So to get a good job in the market, what skills do we need?
Proper communication skills which we require while talking in the organization.
Communication ke alawa, what else do we need? Good personality, pre-placements guidance. Personality development and communication is very, very important to get a job. Communication means English communication. If you are able to articulate properly, this is good. आप जो बोल रहे हो वो सामने वाले को समझ में आ रहा है, that is good enough. So even if you are able to convey it in a proper way, that is also okay. How many of you feel that you have an MTI, mother tongue influence? So if you even have MTI, that is also okay. But you have to continuously improve your English every day. If your English is good, then your confidence automatically boosts up. If your confidence boosts up, you are able to perform in a better way. You perform to your optimum level. Correct? So, professional English communication, importance of effective communication in a professional setting. So, whenever you are speaking with your friends and whenever you are speaking in an office or a corporate, there is a difference. Okay? Techniques for improving verbal and written communication. In the next coming workshops, I would be telling you the techniques of professional communication. It doesn't mean only speaking. It also means written communication. How do we write emails? How do we write a letter? Everything in a professional way. Common pitfalls and how do we avoid them? How do we avoid the common mistakes we do while speaking in English in corporate world? Second is personality development. Building self-confidence and a positive attitude. Okay? Understanding and improving body language and emotional intelligence and interpersonal skills. What do you mean by personality? Confidence, yes, very good. Behavior, very good. Attitude. Attire.
The way you represent yourself in front of others.
Very good. And?
Skills.
Skills. Body language. So what role it plays? Because of your personality, the way you stand, the way you walk, the way you behave, एक impression create होता है. Perception built up होता है. Okay, very good. Eye contact. Okay, very nice.
Team building.
Team building. So you can build a proper team or get the performance from your personality in a proper way.
Leadership.
Leadership qualities. Okay, very good. So personality plays a very, very important role whenever you are getting into a corporate world, also in your personal life. So whenever you are attempting for any kind of a corporate interview, you have to dress up really well. If you dress up good, then your confidence level goes. Yeah? Pre-placement guidance. Now researching companies' roles, preparing for placement tests and interview, networking and leveraging connections. So this is really important for you all as you would be attempting for your campus Now if I have 15 positions open and I receive 1000 applications, it means how many people I am rejecting at the end of the interview process? 985. Half of the applications gets rejected at the first level itself while resume screening. Half which are remaining are getting rejected because of the test, and half in the technical interviews, and then half in the HR interview. Till the time it reaches to HR interviews, let's say I have 50 profiles, 50, I have to choose the best 15. Imagine the kind of competition you guys have whenever you are out for a campus interviews. So if you are prepared for these interviews beforehand, then the rejection ratio is less. So pre-placement guidance, researching companies, whenever you go or attempt or opt in for any company, you have to do a bit of research about that company. What research would you do about the company? What you should know? Culture, okay? Services, okay? History, its establishment. Your work profile, job description. What is your role there? Okay, very good. And vision and mission about the company. Okay, very good. सबसे important रह गया, हाँ. Salary. उसी के लिए जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं ना, कितना सैलरी देने वाला है. So how do we research? We are going to cover that as well. How you should actually, on what preparation you should do, what kind of research ideally you should do before you even go for an interview, okay, about that particular company. If you go with good company details, and if I am the HR and you tell me about my company, that this was the year this was established, these many employee organization, these are your products and services, you are based in these locations within India, these locations out of India, this is your vision, this is your mission, this is what the role is, and how I am fit for this particular role, then the HR is very happy. And when the HR is happy, you get offer letter, right? Yes. So you have to do a good research about the company as well as your role. This will be covering in our workshop. Networking and leveraging connections. It's very, very important that you need to have good network connections. And how do we leverage that? This part also we would be covering. GD and PI, group discussions. How many of you have attempted group discussion? What an HR looks in a group discussion? Confidence? Communication. Okay.
How to convince the topic? What is the information about the topic?
What is the information about the topic given for the group discussion?
Level of knowledge regarding to that topic.
Level of knowledge regarding to that particular topic.
Yeah.
Different perspective about the topic.
Whatever topic is given, what all different perspective it has.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Who is starting the discussion and giving more and more points and contributing in that discussion.
Okay, who is starting the discussion, who is initiating the discussion, who is concluding that particular topic. Very good. So most of you know what happens in a group discussion. Okay, very good. What attributes we need to have to perform really good in a group discussion?
Knowledge.
Knowledge about that particular topic.
Yeah.
How do we build the knowledge?
Regular basis reading the newspaper.
Regular basis पे newspaper पढ़ना है. You should have general knowledge about what is happening in and around the world. Okay, and
the way you are expressing your thoughts.
The way you are expressing your thoughts. How do we express the thoughts then?
Different perceptions about the topic.
Different perceptions about the topic, but how do we express in a better way?
Good communication skills and body language.
Good communication skills and body language.
Confidence.
Yes, good, but not enough. और क्या होना चाहिए? Expressing in a better way.
Sir, I think first of all good communication, and then secondary thing is listening skills. How we listen others and represent ourselves as a different personality in a group discussion. That's what an important thing.
Very good, very good.
The clarity of the regarding to that topic, what we are explaining about.
The clarity about the topic, what we are explaining.
the HR manager should understand the each and every our perspective and angle.
HR manager
The
should
better way.
understand each and every point and the different angles. Okay. The most important part is the content. What you are speaking. Correct? It's very, very important that whatever you are speaking should be logical, ethical, practical. Then only the HR will be impressed, of course. You need to have good communication skills, but the way you express it is very, very important. And how do we initiate the group discussion? And then how do we conclude the group discussion? What listening skills do we have? Generally in the group discussion, after 5 minutes, what happens? Debate starts happening. Who is proving their point right? And if there are a group of 10 people, then 3 or 4 people are really dominating on that particular group. Generally it happens. And 5-6 people are quiet. They won't speak. Unless and until you ask them. You need to have good listening skills. You need to also accept other person's point of view. You have to respect their point of view even if you disagree. So there is a term called as agree to disagree. You have to agree to whatever he is saying even if you disagree. In a healthy way. It doesn't mean that you are right, he is wrong, or he is right, you are wrong. It is not about. It is just about perception. Like you mentioned, right? Different perspective. So effective group discussions also we would be covering. Also we would be taking mock interviews. Major common mistakes is we do not reach on time. Very, very important that you reach before time. You cannot give exceptions. If you are really serious about that particular job, you have to reach 30 minutes before the interview starts. 11 बजे का interview है, 10:30, 10:15 you have to be there. You can wait, relax आराम से at the reception, but do not do hurry burry at the time of interview. Hard copy resume, carry hard copy resume. Don't expect that the HR will be having your resume ready. Carry 2-3 hard copy resumes in your file. Third thing, do a good company research. Fourth, your dressing sense should be good. It's very, very important that your dressing sense is good. Fifth, your technical skills. You have to brush up your whatever skills you have learned properly, because you would be asked very tactful questions. It will not be simple questions maybe. So it's very, very important that in what way you answer questions. Recruitment and onboarding, HR industry based functions, payroll management and HR documentation. Recruitment and onboarding, understand the recruitment process. What are the different kind of recruitment process? Best practices for onboarding. Role of HR. Overview of core HR functions. Role of HR in the organization. What does an HR does in an organization? Most of you are from HR. What an HR does? Why HR has been formed in a company?
An HR takes care of all the processes from R to R, from recruitment till retirement of an employee. So he or she manages all the processes like employee relations, then managing the roles of the employees, then taking interviews, coffee connects, handling grudges and resolving conflicts, setting up policies of an organization. Yeah.
Superb. A big round of applause for him. Very good. Very good. So HR, human resource, plays a very, very important role in any organization. It is not only about hiring, but it is a human touch which is needed for any employee to keep the morale up, there should be some person, there should be some department who is a bridge between the department as well as the employee. So HR builds that particular bridge or the gap. Employee grievances, appraisals, engagement activities, events, everything is taken care by HR. HR is also strategically involved how to increase the business as well. Okay? So HR plays really an important role in any function. Basics of payroll management, key HR documentation practices, compliance with labor laws and regulations, and compliances, audits, etc. I would be covering these particular points. Ideally, any company HR or company people, whenever they are hiring people, look out for couple of skills. One is whatever you have learned, whatever degree you have, let it be a technical or a functional, are you really clear with the basics? Basics clear hona chahiye. That is very, very important. Second, we look out for people who have good learning curve. Okay? Good adaptability and good communication skills or smart people. Smart means they are immediately adaptive. They are flexible to move from one role to another role. It's very, very important. And that is the reason whenever we ask or whenever any tests are taken or any interviews are taken, there are some tactical questions or scenario based or case study questions which are asked to check how fast you can grab, how you can switch from one role to another role quickly and be more productive. In the office or in the corporate world, they need productivity. They need immediate productivity. They need results. They will not give you too much of buffer time to learn and then implement. They are looking out कि आपने पढ़ाई किया हुआ है, आप immediately इस चीज़ को कैसे implement कर सकते हो. Okay? Good question. Yeah. So she asked that technical questions, technical areas कौन कौन से होने चाहिए जो हमें ideally improve करने चाहिए. So basically it is about whatever skills you have learned, you have to brush up, you have to keep your basics very, very clear. And based on that, you have to keep on learning, keep on updating, keep on upscaling yourself. Okay? Great. Okay, professional English communication, like we have discussed that effective communication in professional setting crucial for clear understanding, collaboration and building strong relationships. It leads to increased productivity, reduced errors and better team dynamics. How important English communication is there to build a good team and be more productive. How much importance English plays as a communication?
The language which is used all over the world for the business.
The language which is used all over the world for business. Okay, very good. In industry, we look out for knowledge rather than only English communication skills. Even if your English communication skills is average, above average, that is totally fine. But in what way, as most of you raised your hands, in what way do you think you can improve your English?
Watching English movies.
Watching English movies, okay.
And regular communication in our friends and family.
Okay, regular communication within friends and family.
Work on grammar and vocabulary.
Work on grammar and vocabulary, okay. How do we work on grammar and vocabulary?
We can read daily newspapers, English newspapers especially, and we can also read. We have also have a habit to read books, English books.
How many of you read books? Nobody reads? This generation doesn't read. This generation reads. Okay, how many of you wants to improve their English? That धांसू English बोलना चाहिए. Okay, all of you? Yes. Okay, so you can you do one thing for me?
Yes.
Take one book, go to crossword, एक simple English वाला book ले लो. Let it be a story, let it be a fictional, let it be an autobiography or whatever it is, whatever you feel like, open. Simple English, छोटा वाला book से reading start करो. How will it help? English book read करने से क्या होगा? Vocabulary बढ़ेगा. Vocabulary कैसे बढ़ेगा? पढ़ने से. क्या पढ़ने से? Book पढ़ने से. why do you feel that you fumble while speaking in English?
While giving a presentation, so we feel sometimes that our confidence is low and English is also not good, so we get stuck in between while speaking.
So you get stuck in between. Why do we get stuck in between?
We don't know how to make the arrangement of the English sentence while speaking.
We don't know how to?
How to make the arrangement of the English sentence.
How to arrange the sentence?
Yeah, the words, the proper arrangement of words and proper usage of grammar.
Okay, very good. Perfect. How many of you are Marathi? Please raise your hands. Most of you. Okay, most of you. Good. So what we do is, generally, we think in Marathi, you speak in English. Am I correct? Yes. So अभी क्या हो जाता है, यहाँ से यहाँ आने तक वर्ड ही नहीं मिलता. अरे ये मराठी मध्ये ते येते मला, but English मध्ये याला काय म्हणतात? We don't know that, and that is where the confusion starts. We fumble because we don't have that exact phrase or exact word for that particular situation. If I ask you that what did you do yesterday and how was your Raksha Bandhan? Explain me in English. You will fumble, right? But if I ask you to explain in Marathi, you will not fumble. Correct? That is the reason you have to start reading books. If you read books, you know कि इस particular situation को explain करने के लिए ये words use करते हैं. और अगर आपको word पता चल गया, then it is easy for you to communicate. And that happens through practice. That won't happen only watching English series or news channels or movies. You have to practice, you have to speak. So now the second thing what you need to do is you have to go out and find and catch a friend who has a bit better English than you. That person also should be ready to become your friend. Conditions apply. But you have to catch hold of any person who has better English than you. And ask that person to correct you wherever you are wrong. That will help you to improve your English, that will help you to boost up your confidence, and also it will help you to express your emotions in a proper way. Now what happens as an HR, I'll tell you. Whenever we are taking the final round, we know that you guys are capable. We know that you guys are smart. We know that you guys know the answer. But you are not able to express it. And as you are not able to express it, you give wrong answer. And when you give wrong answer, you get rejected. So it's very, very important that when you are performing in an interview, you should be able to express your emotions, your skills in a proper way. Otherwise, you may lose, because the interview happens for how many minutes? Not more than 20 to 30 minutes. उतना ही window है आपके पास में to crack that particular interview. And if you do not perform to your optimum level, you may get rejected and then you may feel bad. And we don't want that. And that is the reason, even if your English is average, try to see if you can make it a bit better. English is one skill which I am also still learning. I am also still improving. I also know people who speak much better than me. So I speak with them and I tell them that correct me wherever I am wrong. Correct me wherever my pronunciation is wrong. Every time I will be correct, it is not like that. But you have to continuously improve on your communication skills. It's very, very important. What is a complete communication? Yes. हां सांग.
जे आपल्याला सांगायचं आहे ते त्यांना कळलं पाहिजे.
हां. So this is half. This is incomplete. मला जे सांगायचं आहे ते मी सांगितलं, बट मला जे सांगायचं त्यांना ते कळलंय का वन, आणि त्यांनी परत त्याच वेमध्ये रेस्पॉन्ड केला, then it is a complete communication. If I am giving you some examples and I want to explain something then I tell you that, you understand and then you reciprocate. And I also understand. Then it is a complete communication. Personality development. Strategies for personal growth. Personality development plays a very vital role in professional success. By focusing on areas like self-awareness, emotional intelligence and continuous learning, individuals can enhance their skills, performance and career prospects. It's very, very important that how do we effectively improve on our personality and continuously learn and develop. Okay, so this we will be covering in our next sessions. Pre-placement guidance and resume writing. Effective resume writing. Okay, what is a perfect resume according to you? Have you all built up your resume?
Yes.
सबने बनाया हुआ है? Okay. What is the format?
Our name, our education, qualification, our strengths, and as well as which extracurricular activities in which we are participated. So these things.
Okay, very good. As an HR, I am not going to talk to 1,000 people. First, we need to screen the resume. And if you are impressed with the resume, then only we shortlist your resume for an interview. So it should be very important that whatever you are writing in the resume should be according to the job description mentioned, according to the company's expectations, and most important should be highlighting your profile. How do we highlight your profile? So name, your education from 10th to your post graduation, of course, then your hobbies and interest areas, etc. Then your projects. What do we mention in the projects? This question will be asked in an interview, that what was the project, what was the intention of that particular project, what was the entire team, and what was your role in the project. For example, generally when technical people explain, then there is a project, some of them are doing front ending, some of them are doing back end activities, one other person is handling operational activities. We are more keen as an HR to understand what was your role, what did you do, what kind of value addition you brought for that particular project. So this is very, very important. How do we craft your resume properly? This will be taking care in the workshop. How many of you have photographs in your resume? 1, 2. Photograph. Passport size photo. Color or black and white? Color. Does it look like Aadhaar card or Facebook photo?
Passport photo. Passport photo.
Okay, it's very, very important these days that you have a good photograph on your resume. Okay, ideally it should be colorful, and second, your face should be visible. There is a structured format of the resume. Ideally it should be 1-pager resume. 2-pager is okay, preferably it should be 1-page resume. Okay, if it is divided into 2, that would be great. So left hand side 40% area में आपका photo, आपका personal details, address, hobbies, skills you know, interest areas, any achievements you have done, that is mentioned. And the right hand side corner, all your education related and your project related and any certifications you have done or any academic achievements you have done, you can mention that. So this is an ideal resume of 1 page which we will be covering in our workshop. But it's very, very important in the resume you highlight the points which you have achieved or the expertise skills you have, or you feel that you're very confident that you know this. This is how ideally you should craft a resume. Nowadays HR or any company doesn't have bandwidth or time to shortlist and screen every resume. So they have initiated, or there is software which is called as ATS, that is applicant tracking system, through which your resume is shortlisted. Your resume should be compatible with that ATS which is used by the company. and it is very important. सबसे पहले resume shortlist होना चाहिए, उसके बाद आपका interview आएगा. Interview techniques. How do we effectively perform in an interview? We will be covering this in our workshop. What to do and what not to do in an interview. We'll be covering this also in our workshop. Okay? How do we sit? How do we talk? What do we talk? What ideally we should not talk in an interview, we will be covering in the pre-placement guidance. Recruitment and onboarding. As most of you are from the HR background, what is the recruitment process? How a company initiates a recruitment process and how it is finished, and then how the onboarding process starts. We will be covering that also in our workshop. Recruiting involves sourcing, screening, selecting candidates who fit for that particular job, and company culture. What is company culture? Friendly environment होना चाहिए. Which facilities are provided by that company? What are the different benefits? Salary on time, incentives, perks, benefits, facilities, and what? Good working environment. Work from home. Hybrid model. हर कॉलेज का अपना एक कल्चर होता है, वैसे ही हर एक कंपनी का एक कल्चर होता है. It's very, very important for you guys to note that what kind of background, what kind of foundation you are getting in that particular company, and what skills you would be learning in that particular role. Is this company giving you other opportunities to learn as well? So, what is the difference between an MNC, a mid-size and a startup? Pros and cons. चलो फटाफट, let's have a rapid fire kind of a round.
स्टार्टअपमध्ये आपण ऑलरेडी आपल्याला ग्राउंडपासून तयारी करावी लागते की आपल्याला फंड बघायला लागतं, परत सगळं ते करावं लागेल. पण MNC मध्ये ऑलरेडी आपण तिथं एस्टॅब्लिश असते कंपनी.
ओके, येस.
MLC मध्ये फॅसिलिटीज भेटतात, स्टार्टअप मध्ये नाही भेटत.
What facilities?
म्हणजे
जेवण. या राइट है ना. स्टार्टअप में यू मे गेट अ वड़ा पाव, MNC में यू गेट प्रॉपर फूड, प्रॉपर मील, मे बी फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट ऑल्सो. नहीं, आई एम जस्ट किडिंग. हाँ, स्टार्टअप में भी खाना मिलता है, ऐसा नहीं है, बट आई एम जस्ट किडिंग. ओके, सम लाइटर मोमेंट्स. सो या, so MNCs you have facilities like food, cab, insurance, health insurance, medical insurance, family cover, PF, PT, national pension schemes also, allowances, incentives. Okay, so now coming, chalo startups ho gaya, MNCs ho gaya, mid-size organizations. So what makes mid-size organization different than an MNC and then startup? I'll give you the pros also and cons also. If you want to add in some points, please raise your hands. You can add along with me. One, startup. You get exposure towards everything. Okay? And you have to do everything from scratch. Or the kind of confidence you built in is way beyond, because you're doing multiple roles as a single person. In an MNC, the good point is that you have a job security, right? Facilities, benefits, brand, most important. Different kind of projects, multiple level projects. Mid-size organizations is also giving you good exposure towards multiple opportunities. Shuffling between the projects is easy in a mid-size organization. Startup may not have too many projects that you have multiple options. You may have multiple roles, but multiple options to move on you may not have. Startup, you are doing everything. Mid-size, like you, there will be 10, 15, 20 more people. But here, In mid-size, the expectations from an interviewer is very high. Why very high? Because they won't need a person who has minimal skills. A mid-size organization would also prefer a person who is smart, who is dynamic, with good communication skills, client interactions, good technical, can learn, adapt to new technologies, can be put into different other projects fast. Right? But MNC, you may be doing the same work. There is a huge process, a lengthy process for switching from one project to another project. A lot of pros and cons. Now it is for you that what you need and what aspirations you have, and accordingly you have to choose the brand, if you have that option, of course. But no company is bad and no company is good. It is on you that how do we make that fruitful. It's very, very important that how do you make that opportunity fruitful. Onboarding strategy. Onboarding is crucial, integrating new hires into the organization smoothly. It includes orientation, training, socialization to help employees adapt, contribute and thrive to the new roles. How many different departments are there in HR? Recruitment is one, or you call it talent acquisition. Training and development or learning and development, yes, very correct. Payroll, talent management or resource management is one department which is responsible for succession planning.
Yeah, succession planning is choosing the right candidate in order to succeed a vacant position which will be available in future.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Other than that, what a talent management department does?
It recruits suitable candidates who will be available at the right time at the right place for that particular job.
Okay. So there's a small correction there. Talent management recruits people, internal people.
Yeah, internal.
Recruitment team hires people from
Externals.
outside.
Yeah.
So talent management team is responsible for utilization and realization of the resources, internal resources. So this particular department plays a very, very important role in the organization where all the employees are properly utilized or not. Are these employees working on their aspired roles and projects or not? It's very, very important department. Thank you for raising that. Then there is a core HR department or HR BP, HR business partner. Anybody has heard HR business partner? Okay. So these are various departments in which one department takes care of the onboarding related activities. Okay. Now this is very crucial. Onboarding, keeping the employees engaged, make the onboarding experience really good for the employees. Treat them really great. So this is what recruitment and onboarding topics which we will be covering in our upcoming workshops. So summary of key training programs or pointers is professional English communication, clear communication enhances productivity, personality development, focus of self-awareness and continuous learning, pre-placement guidances, prepare with the company research and effective resume, recruitment and onboarding, effective sourcing and smooth integration process, GD and PI, articulate with confidence, listen and intent and engage with purpose, mock interviews, simulate, strategize, succeed with personalized guidance, resume writing, design a resume which opens doors and showcases your value, HR industry based functions, payroll management, documentation and compliance. So in the upcoming workshops, we would be covering all these points. Okay? Is this helpful? Meaningful? Yes. Okay, great.
Thanks a lot, Milind sir, for sharing your valuable experience and knowledge with students. And as I told you, that it's not a one-day session. This is a regular training program. Okay.